Today we are announcing the new iteration of our platform. The core feature of this release, it is reachability analysis. Most of the available products on the market which is use reachability analysis is focused on the source code analysis, and Binarly it's industry first solution which is delivering to our customers reachability analysis on the binary level. Reachability analysis is really a key for prioritization and help to cut the noise and focus on the vulnerabilities which is really affecting your environment, your software or your code which is executing into the cloud. Let's look how it works. Reachability analysis, it's a huge challenge on the binary level because it's not only about the code pattern discovery, it's also understanding if this code pattern is reachable from the entry point, or it is a reference from another module, or it is exported from another module to the binary file or from existing file. This creates a lot of challenges, not only from discovery standpoint, but also in establishing the analysis and relations between this code and reachable call graph from entry point of the function and during the runtime execution as well. Binarly really focused only on the static analysis, which include way more challenges to understand that. But as you can see on this screen, we've been able not only to identify the code pattern which is vulnerable, but also identify the reachability analysis. This helps to prioritize the analysis of the issues for the security teams, for the procurement enterprise teams, or for a software supply chain security use case, because you can understand what really matters and the issues which is impacting your environment, your code bases, or your supplier's code bases to fix these problems immediately when it appears discovered. Another very important feature we are introducing today, it is a custom rules. We empower our customers to develop the detection rules themselves. Basically, what we bring into the market, it is detection and response based on your environment, based on your vulnerabilities you want to detect or scope vulnerable components or vulnerable products across your environments or across your development teams and product teams. This is very important because it's not only allow you to detect the issues which is known, maybe your team discovered the vulnerability and this vulnerability will be fixed internally and never has a CVE or exposed to the market. But you need to understand if the fix been delivered, if which product lines or code base is affected by this issue, and it's where Binarly helping you to scope these problems. And another very important moment, reachability analysis automatically enabled for all the custom rules. You basically getting reachability analysis out of the box for your custom rule environment. Let's have a look how this new feature with the custom rules works in our interface. We go into this tab in our dashboard where basically this specific rule, which is developed by our research team, detecting one of the vulnerabilities related to PXE fail. And basically you can see the code related to the rule, and also you can edit this rule inside of the interface. Also you can enable or disable this rule, as well as we developed the plugin for IDA Pro, which is helping to develop these semantic rules for the detection to empower our customers. Let's look how this rule detecting the threats. We go into the interface and go into the firmware, which as I knew will be triggering this issue, and let's go to the findings where we could discover this specific rule. Basically, our custom rule detecting CVE for PXE fail, and here's the rule. Let's have a look. And also very important because every rule includes the reachability analysis, as I mentioned it before. This helps not only to empower your team with the tool to detect any custom threats, risks, leaked keys, or vulnerabilities, but also prioritize them based on reachability analysis. This is so powerful component of risk prioritization and also cutting the noise significantly to reduce the alert fatigue problem. Another very important feature of this release is improvements of our cryptographic materials and cryptographic management functionality, which is basically giving you new way of identifying in the code which algorithms is in use, which parameters of this algorithms is in use, and basically scoping all the cryptographic assets to cryptographic bill of materials. We deliver a lot of improvements of this classification, and also this helps to collect all the information about cryptographic assets across of different environments and detect vulnerable or expired or weak certificate and cryptographic keys or private keys, which is persist on the product release and it should be not. Let's go to check in base management controller what is going on there and how many different cryptographic assets and algorithms in use. So basically we can see the breakdown or algorithms inside of binaries and components of this particular firmware on our chart here. Also expired certificates and private keys and public keys which is found. This is very important addition to the software bill of materials and crucial for the software supply chain security. Besides that, we have secret scan, which is completely new feature to detect secrets inside of the Docker containers or firmware images. Another one, it is improved scanner for ELF binaries to detect the backdoors or effectively and proactively identify the malicious behaviors. And of course, we're constantly improving our software bill of materials representation and all core features for identifying vulnerabilities. This release bringing a lot of value to our customers. And I promise we'll be keep innovating and surprise you soon with new, even more stronger features to solve the software supply chain problem.